Who runs the world? It's a question that used to have an easy answer. For those over 45, you remember a time when two superpowers dominated. The United States and the Soviet Union dictated global rules in a bipolar world. But if you're younger, you've only known a world where the US stands as the lone superpower, shaping trade, security, and global norms. Yet today, it's not so simple. The world has shifted. Around 15 years ago, the US began to pull back from its role as the global enforcer and architect. At the same time, other countries were gaining power and setting new rules of their own. So, what caused this shift? Three main factors. Russia's decline. Once a global giant, Russia now faces serious economic and political decline. The result? Resentment and geopolitical aggression. China's rise. Integrated into global systems, China was expected to align more closely with U.S. values as it grew stronger. But it remains distinctly Chinese, and that's unsettling to the U.S. The backlash of globalization. Millions in Western democracies felt left behind. They've grown disillusioned with their governments, fueling political unrest and populism. These three factors are driving over 90% of the global tensions we see today. It's why we live in what can be called a leaderless world. But this won't last. The real question is, what comes next? In the next decade, the global order will be defined by three distinct systems. Security. The United States, despite its shifting role, remains the world's dominant military power. No other nation comes close to projecting military strength globally. Europe, through NATO, and many Asian countries still rely heavily on the U.S. for security against emerging threats. Economy. Unlike security, economic power is shared. The U.S. and China, despite their differences, are economically interdependent. While tensions exist, the reality is that global trade between the two is higher than ever. The European Union and India are also important players, ensuring that economic power remains multipolar. Digital. This is the newest and most critical frontier. The digital world isn't controlled by governments, but by technology companies. These companies now determine everything from how countries defend themselves to how citizens receive information. Whether it's stopping a cyber attack in Ukraine or controlling the flow of information in the US, tech companies hold the reins. And their power is only growing. The future could take several paths. We may see a world where technology companies, aligning with governments, divide the digital realm into competing blocks, creating a technology Cold War. Or, if these companies maintain their global outlook, we may enter a new era of digital globalization. But there's a darker possibility. If governments continue to lose control, tech companies could become the dominant global powers, a technopolar order that will determine our freedoms, choices, and opportunities. In this coming era, the actions of a few tech leaders will shape our collective future. Will they act responsibly? Will they continue to prioritize profit over truth? These are the questions we must ask as we look toward a world increasingly influenced by algorithms and artificial intelligence. Thank you.